they play, they learn more. They tend to learn faster. When they play and you get them involved in it, they get to learn faster. And then we go for the lesson plans for the day. We have lesson plans for each day. We have the subject area we cover per day. We don't just do things randomly. Yeah, so we do all of that, and then we get settled and prepare the kids for pick up. That's the typical things that happen daily.
So when do you open and when do you close?
Hi family, I'm Dr. Brenda Owobu-Reosti. I'm a licensed daycare provider, a published author of 3 children's books, an advocate, a consultant, a veteran's wife, and a mother. If you need help setting up your daycare service or just looking for great ideas to incorporate a play-based learning approach as well as learn about research-based solutions to issues impacting education, this is the channel for you. Subscribe, share, like. Thank you.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Little Ruby's Daycare Encounters YouTube channel, where we emphasize play-based learning, wellness, and research-based solutions to issues impacting education. Today, I'm doing something a little bit different with my wage interviews. We are going to be talking to somebody in Nigeria who has her own daycare, and we're going to see the daycare, take a tour, and just see how her daycare service is. I do have a disclaimer, because this is YouTube. I bring these programs to you, I bring these shows to you just for information purposes only. It is left for parents and guardians, to do their due diligence when searching for daycare services. So that being said, I want to bring in Jacinta to the screen. Hi, Jacinta.
Hello, Dr. Brenda. It's nice having you.
I'm fine. How are you?
Very well. And you?
I'm fine. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and then we go from there. We show the tour, show your amazing daycare, and then, find out how your daycare service compares to other daycare services, around the world. So the first question here is going to be, hold on, let me put it on the screen. Okay, so what was your motivation to open your daycare?
Oh, very well. Thank you very much for that question. Daycare has always been my dream, right from when I was born. But then my major motivation is the pleasure and this satisfaction I get in loving kids, in loving children. I have this satisfaction, this pleasure in helping them to learn and also to encourage them to become a great and discover that great potential in them. So the major motivation I have is my pleasure and love for kids. Yes.
That's amazing. Okay, so I think that's a general thing with daycare providers, and I want to apologize for everybody listening. This is a connection between the United States and Nigeria, so there's like a delay, between our conversation. So that's why you're kind of hearing the sound and echo and all of that. So I do hope that you can hear us because we want you to hear us because this is going to be an amazing conversation. Okay,
Oh yeah.
so I think that many daycare providers have a similar motivation, which is the love for children and working with children. Daycare is a kind of job that if you don't love the children, if you don't love your job, you won't want to do it because it's not like doing daycare is going to make you rich, or anything. I mean, it gives you an income, but it doesn't make you extremely rich. So we teachers or daycare providers, we do this because We love it. We love being with children. So the next one is gonna be are there a lot of daycares in your area, and how intense is the competition?
Yeah, there are a lot of daycares around me, and the competition is very, very high. It is very, very high. Such so that if you don't have the passion in it, if you don't have that passion to drive you into opening it, then if you look at the competition around you, you may want to feel scared, like, oh, there are so many people into it, so I shouldn't go into it. But the truth is, if you have the passion, like for me, my passion drove me into opening a daycare. Basically, nothing could be more fulfilling in my life if I'm not able to fulfill this dream, this passion of caring for kids. So if I look at the competition around me, it's very, very high. If not for the passion I have, I wouldn't have been there today. Thank you very much.
Oh man. So this sounds like here. It sounds like here because it's like every street you go to in my neighborhood around the city, there's a daycare, you know. And you do have to stand out because the competition is tough, but if you can stand out with your service and what you provide, how you present yourself, it's gonna help your business. So
Hmm.
yeah, and the thing about daycares is there are a lot of daycares already, but then there are more daycares still coming up. So it's gonna get hot with competition.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you think? I know with all the daycares in your area, what do you think sets you apart from the other daycares? And what helps you with competition?
Yeah. In fact, I feel I have a unique thing that I do that others are not doing. That sets me apart. First of all, my goal and mission of reaching out to kids and bringing out the best in them, and then that is just a part of it. Um, the friendly reception we have for parents, the smiles, the cleanliness, the safety, and the especially the cleanliness and safety we set up in our place there. It really, really sets me apart
Apart.
because everywhere around me, around the area there is sanitized. And
Hmm.
so you hardly find some daycares that can take that careful look at everything. But in my daycare, in Daisy Cradles Daycare, we look at everything around. We make sure we ensure we sanitize everything. And aside that, our charges are fair enough.
Hmm.
We offer additional programs like after school. And so when you come around and you discover, wow, this can actually serve me in terms of cleanliness, in terms of safety, in terms of security, they are okay. They sanitize everywhere. Their fee is fair. Their charges are fair, and they also run some programs for older children. You want to, like, wow, I have to be here. I think that is
Hmm.
what really sets me apart. Yes.
And with especially with COVID just happening all over the world, cleanliness is important, at daycare.
Yes. Yes.
Sanitizing and making everywhere clean is very
Yes.
important. And you mentioned something else, pricing. Not every parents can afford a private daycare service, which is what
Yes.
you are, which is what I am. I mean, there's a public service they can choose to go to, but the quality is very different from private service. So yeah, cleanliness is very, very important. Okay,
Very important. Very
yeah,
important. Yes. And that's why we don't joke with it
yeah, you don't joke with it at all because
at all.
people
At
can
all.
get sick.
It's non-negotiable. Hello, everyone. My name is Emabo Jacinta. Welcome to my daycare, Cradles Daycare and Creche, located at Makurdi, Benue State, Nigeria. The daycare consists of 3 rooms, and here is the first room. which is the largest of it all. This is where most of the activities of the day takes place. This area here is our activity board where we paste some activities like fingerprinting, and then some activities that will help the kids learn better. And whatever we do on a particular day, we paste it on this activity board. And then you could see our number charts below it. Learning takes place in this room too. And you could see their chairs, their tables. This is where we sit, interact, have fun, do a lot of things. This is where I usually sit and do some work on my table. This is where we keep our backpacks, the kids' backpacks. Yeah, when they come to the crèche, we drop their backpacks in these cabinets you're seeing here. And these are their chairs where they sit and watch the television. Yeah, and here's the television. Okay, these are our toys. Some more tables and chairs, our learning area where we sit and learn few things, phonics and just little things that helps the babies. This is our first aid box up there, a very big table where we drop our things and we pack our files and crayons and some other things. Yeah. Okay, we are now moving to the next room. This is a walkway into the other rooms. Yeah, the first room we have here is our sleeping area, our bedroom. This is where we sleep. This is where the kids sleep, rather. This is where they have their rest. They take their nap a lot of times. They want to rest as kids. You know them very well. They take their naps here. Yeah. And then we're now moving to the next room, the third room, where we play. Basically, we play and then we have fun here. Yeah, and then when it's time to eat, we also create space and eat here in this room. And we also have a restroom for the babies. This is a restroom area. So yeah, this is where they poop and they pee. As you can see, there are potties in there. We do potty training as well for the kids too. Yeah. So this is basically what we do. So you're welcome to our daycare. Once again, it is Daisy Cradles Daycare and Creche, located at Yokiako Street, High Level, Makurdi, Benue State of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Can you give us a walkthrough at your daycare? Like, how do you start your day? What do you do? Do you serve lunches? How do they get picked up? All of that.
Oh yeah, yes, I can tell you how it runs every day for us. Let's say it's Monday today. We have the time of arrival in the morning between 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning. We have the arrival time. What kids are expected to do at arrival, it's a regular routine we carry out. We have when they come in the morning, we have a round time where they sit down, and welcome them, they settle down, and then we move straight to what they're expected to do for the day, and then we start up the activity of the day, and then we also have time to eat. We break it down. We have time to eat in the morning, and after that, we have instruction time, academic play-based time. That's when we usually play with the kids. After eating in the morning, after the arrival, they settle down, we do all of that, and then we go into the academic play time. We have a lot of play. That is where, in fact, let me tell you, the motto of my daycare is have fun, play, and learn. So yeah, so we have that instruction time, that academic play time. Usually kids, they learn more when they play. They learn more. They tend to learn faster. When they play and you get them involved in it. They get to learn faster. And then we go for the lesson plans for the day. We have lesson plan for each day. We have the subject area we cover per day. We don't just do things randomly. Yeah, so we do all of that, and then we get settled and prepare the kids for pick up. That's the typical things that happen daily.
So when do you open and when do you close?
Okay, I open 7:30 in the morning and I close 5 p.m.
In the evening.
in
Wow.
the evening. Yes.
And do you have all your children throughout the day, or some get picked up like 3 o'clock, some get picked up at 4:30? Do they all stay from morning till 5 o'clock?
Okay, no, not everyone stays till 5 p.m. It depends on the activity the parents are involved in and their job
Their
description
job.
and the kind of job they do. Some parents drop them at 7:30 in the morning. As a matter of fact, we go there before 7:30, and you'll be amazed that few parents come even before that time and they meet us there already. So they drop off at time 7:30. Some parents tend to close say 2 p.m. Others close 1:30 p.m. depending on the kind of job they do. But whatever job they do, we ensure we cover the major parts of the activities for the day for the kids before they are being picked up for a particular day. But a few of them stay till 2 p.m. while a majority of them stay till 5 p.m.
So,
before they pick them up.
is your daycare in home or is it a center? What kind of service is it?
It's a center. I opened a center for it. It's not done in my home.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not done in my home. It's a separate place from my home.
so you do have to commute to work. You have to travel to work.
Yes, yes, yes. I have to travel.
So how long is that?
It's about 8 minutes drive from my place.
Oh, okay, not too far.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, can you tell us about the process of opening a daycare in Benue State? And also, do you need government approval? What about educational qualifications?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
So, if you're opening a daycare in
Yeah.
Benue State, can you tell us the process of doing that? And also, do you need the government to approve it? And what about the educational qualifications of the owner?
Okay. For you to open a daycare, you don't really need a very high qualification to do that. Like I said, number one thing that you should have in mind is the passion, and then the number two thing is you should at least be a school start owner. At least be a school start owner. It doesn't matter the other qualifications in quotes. Yeah, but you should be a school start owner at least
Hmm.
to know the at least the
To be able to
basics of
open a
education. Yes, before you open a daycare. Yeah, and it's not government based. For me, it's a private one for myself. I'm not running the government based daycare. It's a private one. It's my personal one that I've come to develop.
So you don't need a license. You just open a daycare. You don't need a daycare license from the government.
Yeah, they have a regulatory body from the
Okay.
government, yes, that comes to check if really what you're doing is right. Yes, and then you have their permission. At least you go through some level of they'll question you and to see if you're just opening it blindly or you know what you're doing. And they have a regulatory body that also covers that here.
And they do like inspections. They come and check you like through the year, or once you're open, that's it. They don't come in and look at you or
Once in
inspect.
a while they come around to check, even though it's
Okay.
not a government-owned one, they come
Yeah.
around to check your environment, to check the cleanliness of the place, and to see if you're really doing what it's supposed to be done.
Hmm. Okay. So
Yes.
it's a little bit almost the same here. If there are some daycares and they are unlicensed, but they are not centers. When you have a
Yes.
center, you have to have,
Yes, we have some like that here too. They
and
are
they are
not
not
licensed,
licensed.
but they are
Yeah.
not centers. They are done from home. Others are
Yeah.
just done in a small place. Yes, we have some like that. A lot of them
So
like that here.
there are some other ones, they are not licensed, but they're in churches. sometimes they don't require that if you're in a church daycare, they don't require that you get a license. So, do you have those kinds of daycares like in churches or at the mosque, in religious places?
Yes, we have some daycares like that. We have few of them like that that are not licensed and
Okay.
they don't answer to those people. Those such daycares are just they are just how will I put it now? A private based one. They are not licensed. They don't have that. They are not
Government
answering to the
approval.
government. Yes, the government
Okay.
approval. A lot
Wow.
of them here don't have it. As a matter of fact, a lot of them don't have it. It depends on what you as an individual want to set your daycare to be.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. When did you open? What year?
I opened mine in 2000 and this year, January
Oh, wow.
2022.
Congratulations.
I've been working in daycare since 2013. Yeah,
Yeah.
I started working in the daycare in 2013 September
Hmm.
in Nasarawa State here in Nigeria in a school called Unique Academy, and
Hmm.
from there I proceeded to okay, I put to bed and I couldn't do what I was supposed to do there, and at a point I started it at my sitting room
Hmm.
there, and and after a while my husband was transferred from where I was and I followed him,
Hmm.
because and then I went to Abuja and also started working in a daycare there, in a school. I helped in
Yeah.
developing their daycare for them, and then I moved to Benue State, where I actually worked for someone for 1 whole year,
Hmm.
developed her daycare for her all through last year. And then, okay, I started in 2020 and COVID-19 came and ended
I
it.
know. Yeah.
And ended it. So in 2021, after the COVID, I searched for a daycare and I saw one that was not developed. I picked interest in developing it for the owner. I said, wow,
Hmm.
you can't open a place like this and let it die. So let me help
Hmm.
you. And then I helped her for 1 whole year. I was with her. I helped in developing her daycare. And then I started mine this year, January
Hmm.
19th to be precise.
Congratulations. You're almost 1 year old.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
when you say school certificate, it's like a senior school certificate, right? SSCE, I think.
SSE, yes, yes, at least
Okay.
have an SSE certificate, yes.
Yeah. Here they call them high school diploma. So,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, and that's the basic regulate the basic requirement to open your own
Yes,
daycare. Yeah. So
yes,
it's
yes.
almost the same thing actually, looking at that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, do you have a curriculum that you use?
Sorry?
Do
Sorry?
you have a curriculum that you use?
Yes, yes. In as much as I follow a curriculum, the Montessori's
Oh,
curriculum, yes, in as much as I follow, I also create my own daycare curriculum
hmm.
because it gives me the opportunity to teach in a way that reflects my own um, values,
Beliefs, values, yeah.
Yes, yes, and it's all about the early childhood thing. If you are supposed to develop what you feel will work well,
Hmm.
with the kids you're dealing with. So I can change and modify some things to improve on it in response to the feedback I get from the kids, my own
Hmm.
kids, and also the parents. Yeah,
Right.
so yeah, so it's more
Okay.
of developing on a particular curriculum.
Hmm. Do you intend at some point to sell your curriculum, create like put it into a package and maybe sell it?
Yes, I have it in mind.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I have it in
So
mind. Yes,
okay. So I know you said you're strictly private. You created your own daycare, it's your own thing. You have a
yes,
little bit of government intervention. They just come in and check to make sure it's okay. But do
yeah.
you receive any kind of support from the government or other
No,
agencies? No.
no support at all from anyone.
Hmm.
No
So it's
support
just a
at all. I'm
private
just
thing.
doing it on my own. Yes.
Okay. What's your favorite part of your job? What do you like best doing the job you
Hmm.
do?
Oh my God. What I like best in my job, oh my God. I like it when I care for the kids and I see them smile. Man, one funny thing about the whole thing is you discover that in a whole day, the parents come to pick up their kids and the kids will be crying like, I don't want to go home.
Oh
I don't
man.
want to go home. I want to
Yeah.
really stay. You know, I
Yeah.
want to really stay. I don't want to go home. And a parent asked me, she called me, she said, Jacinta, what have you done to my child? And I was wondering, initially, when she asked the question, initially I was like, oh my God, what have I really done? I said nothing, but she said, this girl cried all through the weekend that she wanted to come to home. And I was
Oh.
like, wow, I love it when I see my kids smile. I
Oh.
love it when you care for them, you see them being involved in you. They always
Yeah.
want to come around you. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I get to work with kids. I love it. Just being
Yeah.
around kids. It makes me fulfilled. Kids are
Yeah.
amazing.
They're
They are amazing.
amazing.
They are
Yeah.
amazing.
And I like that.
And
So
when I'm with them, it helps me get creative. As
right.
in, it helps me. I'll just sit and I'll think, oh, I think I have to set up my room this way. I have to do this. It helps me develop more creative thinking. If I'm around
Yeah.
them, they will do a thing and you're like, whoa, I can convert this into something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it gives me their fun to be with. They're honest people.
Oh
This
yeah.
if you see them, the
Yeah.
enthusiasm they have, they are very funny. They are fun to be with. So
Yeah.
I'm always happy when I'm around them. That's the best part of my job, being around them.
Yeah, you know, people who are not in this field, they think, oh, that's the teacher, and the teacher is teaching the children and all of that, but they don't get the fact that children are teaching the teachers more
Yes.
than the teachers are teaching the children. They
Oh
don't
yes.
get that fact.
They don't get it. They don't know it.
They don't know it. You know,
They don't know
every
it.
day you're with children, you're learning. Every child is
They keep
different.
you active. As a matter
Oh
of
yeah.
fact, they keep you active.
They keep you moving, constantly
Moving,
moving. Yes.
thinking, and you're always working. You don't have time
Yeah.
for lazy things. You're always
Yeah.
up and doing. You
Always
know.
moving. What
Yes.
age groups do you have? What are the age groups?
Okay. From 3 months old to 3 years old.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Here they licensed me for 1 to 12 years old. So that's
Wow.
what,
Okay.
yeah, but different. It depends when they come to check your house or your daycare center. Whatever facility you have, that's what they will license you for. The age groups. And if for instance you want to do babies at your daycare and you don't have baby things like cribs and baby toys, soft toys, things like that, they
You
can
won't be
tell
allowed
you
to.
you won't be allowed to, but they
Okay.
can tell you what to do, and you get those things, and then they come back and then they license you for that age.
Wow.
So yeah, okay. So this is a fun part. What form of discipline are you permitted to use? And I'll give you an example. Here in the United
Yeah.
States, you cannot
Mm.
yell, you cannot hit, you cannot say mean things to the children. You have to use positive discipline or positive reinforcement for the children. We have what we call timeout or quiet time, where the child sits in the corner or somewhere in your classroom and
Yeah.
they reflect on what they did, and then you come back and say, hey, remember you hit somebody, that's why you had to go sit. Are you ready to come back and join the group? Just things like that. You dialogue with the child, you use positive reinforcement, you don't yell, you don't hit them, you don't pull on them, just everything positive. So how is it that, because I grew up in Nigeria and I know that when I was growing up, it was corporal punishment. But
Yes. They'll beat you. They are beating you,
oh,
and you're counting it.
oh my goodness, they beat you at home, they beat you in school, they beat you in
Yeah.
church, everywhere you get physical. But things are kind of changing here in Nigeria. And I'm very curious to know what your discipline strategies are at your daycare.
Wow. Okay. Discipline. Discipline is positive. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Children cannot intentionally hurt
Another child.
themselves.
Okay.
And most especially they are not allowed to emotionally or physically hurt their peers, or
Mm.
even damage a daycare furniture or toy.
Oh yeah.
So what we do is, if you tend to do that, we sit you down on a chair
Mm.
off others. Just set a chair apart,
Away. Yes.
and down off others. In fact, we call it a naughty corner.
Mm.
You just take the baby there. You are not allowed, but it's not out of sight. You're taking them there,
Mm-hmm.
not out of sight. You just push them close, just a little bit away from where their
From the
parents are.
others. Yes.
Yes, and then they sit down there, and then you allow them, you let them stay there for a while. It depends on the age of the child. It depends on the age of the child. We use 6 to 8 minutes. It depends on the age of the child.
Mm.
So the kids have short, children naturally their attention span is
Short.
very short.
Yes.
It's very short. And so in most cases, they learn their lessons quickly. As soon as you keep them there, you start seeing them feeling sober.
Sorry.
At that
Yeah.
point, no, this one is already feeling remorseful of what he or she has done. And then you just tell them gently, you scold them and tell them, sit down here, don't go out, don't go to play, don't play with others until you tell the person you've done wrong to. You go and tell the
Yeah.
person sorry. And but not in anger. You say that in a very calm tune.
Right.
And then don't just go, you don't go too far in scolding them though.
Right.
So when you do that, you see a child, from as far as you're talking to the child, he's already willing to tell you sorry.
Right. Yeah.
The moment you drag the child to that seat, the baby is already telling you sorry.
Sorry.
In most cases, I feel this emotional, so emotional that if you're taking them there and they're telling you sorry, just tell them, will you do it again? And they'll
Yes,
tell you
yes,
no.
they
They'll just, a lot
know.
of them will just shake their heads and say no. So for older kids, I'll just tell them, as you're getting here, I'll give you a task to be done. I'll give you something to do. You keep
To
at
do.
that task. If it's a game, you ensure you get the game, because that's a punishment for you. You must play that game and you get it. You're a big boy, right? You're a big girl, right? So you should be a big boy and a big girl and complete this game. And the game is a difficult one. A lot of times I
Mm.
give them a puzzle. They play
Mm.
that puzzle for at least 8 minutes for the older children now. And then they will just tell you, mommy, mommy, mommy. A lot of them call me mommy. And they will tell you,
Oh,
sorry, sorry.
I will do it again.
They'll just tell you, sorry, mommy, sorry. And then,
Yeah.
emotionally, you just get down and you just free them from there. So we are not harsh on our kids. Yeah,
Mm.
generally. We are not harsh on our kids.
Yeah, and I know I like how you mentioned the time that they have to sit. Here
Yeah.
they have time according to the age of the child. So if a child is 2 years old, they
Mm.
sit down for 2 minutes. If they are three, they sit down for 3 minutes. If they're just like that. So depending
Yeah.
on their age, that's how they
Their
sit.
age, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So let's talk about your job. Is there any aspect of your job today that you would like to change?
Hmm. Not change totally.
Okay,
Not change totally, yes. If I'm asked to, not change totally. I would need
okay.
more
So,
time with the kids.
oh yeah, that's. So
Yeah.
you would like to have more time because sometimes 24 hours is not enough.
No, it's not. Not sometimes, all the time.
All the time. It's like, especially if you're the owner,
Mm.
you carry work home. You're
Yes,
working
yes.
and still you're working at home. Your mind is
Mhm.
working, your body, everything is working.
Everything about you is
Yeah.
working, so
So
I
you're
just need more
constantly,
time.
yeah, yeah, I get that. That is yeah, okay. So what is one thing you will not change? You wouldn't even ever try to change about your
They
job.
care, they care, and
Okay.
they love.
Yeah.
I would
So
never change that.
you'll just be consistent with
I'll be
your
better.
service.
I'll get
Oh
better
yeah,
and better
yeah,
and better on it. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay. So that is the last question. This did not last too long. And
Uh,
yeah. And I do want you to talk about your your program, where the children will come and have fun. Tell me about that program, what you do, what kind of activities. And I'm going to leave a poster here somewhere so the viewers can see it. And they are all invited to the fun. I mean, they are children. Do you want adults at your program, or is just for the kids?
Adults are welcome because
Come.
what I do is some parents who don't want to drop their kids and leave them there.
Oh
Some
yes.
will want to stay back to see what is happening. So
Oh
what
yes.
I do basically is I create some games for the parents.
Okay. Okay.
So they have games they participate in here. So
Okay.
while the kids are busy with their games over there, the adults are busy with their games too somewhere. So I
Yeah.
actually create fun for both adults and kids. Even though we target kids party, it's actually for both kids and
And
adults because
adults.
some adults are definitely going to be on ground, and I wouldn't want them to just sit back and watch. I want them to participate and have fun too.
Hmm.
So I have a game that I've prepared for them. Some games are prepared for them, and
Yeah.
for any age group of kids can come, and there are games for them to
To
participate
play.
in. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
And you said you're gonna like consider the children who cannot really afford to come.
yes,
Now tell us
yes.
about that aspect as well.
Okay, yes, I have a special place for them. I have a
Okay.
special place for them. Yeah, I was able to get some things for the less
Yes.
privileged kids. Yeah. Um, if I'm able to sponsor them, already I have 28 in number.
Hmm.
28 in number that I'm looking at trying to help them. A lot of times I discovered just lately that even those age group I have at my daycare, there are some kids on the streets that cannot afford a daycare nor a school.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Okay, I felt so bad when I saw some of them. I was opportune to talk to some parents. I approached them. I told them, why is a baby on the street? Why are they at home at this time and other kids are in school? And
Hmm.
I will tell you, things are not just easy with us and all of that. And I was opportune to even carry three of them. I was with
Wow.
three of them at my place there. In fact, I'm still with them. I care for them. They are not treated differently. They are treated equally with other kids.
Hmm.
And it gives me joy, pleasure to see them mingle and also want to be with their mates. By the
Yeah.
time they're on the street, you don't know what can come out of them. You don't
Yeah.
know who they mingle with. You don't just understand what will be happening around them. And when I
Wow.
see kids like that, I don't feel happy. Having my own children enjoying somewhere like having fun, and some other ones just coming to peep and they can't go in. I feel so bad about it. So I
Yeah.
actually create a special place for them where they will be celebrated specially on that day, and they'll be
Yeah.
given equal rights like other children. Um,
How many children do you have, if you don't mind telling me?
at the daycare right now,
For you, your own personal
my own
children.
kids, I'm a mother of two. I have
Oh
two girls,
wow.
yes, two girls,
Are they
Nicole and
both two girls?
girls, yes, two
Okay.
girls.
And
Yes.
are they part of your daycare?
My children are in school already.
Oh, they're
Yes,
older.
already. The firstborn is 8 years old and the second is 4 years old. They are both in school now. The first
Okay.
one is in basic four, primary four, and the second one is in kinder two. So they
Hmm.
are all both in school now. Yeah.
Is there a challenge having your own children and also a daycare? Is there a challenge in that?
No, 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 no. There's no challenge in that at all. Because in fact, it helps. It helps you in taking care of the kids at the daycare. You see some, they have this children generally have a similar way of displaying attitude.
Right.
And so by the time you see it from the life of your child, you now see a similar thing with another child, you're like, oh, I saw something like this. And
I'm
so it
already
gives you
used to it.
that used to it, yes. And
Yeah.
so it gives you that edge of how
Yeah.
to handle them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's actually an advantage for me. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's been amazing talking to you today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Wow.
for taking through your daycare, showing us what you do. This is important. People don't know how important this is. Just looking at educational services all over the world, making a comparison is very important for the growth of education. So I'm so glad, it's been a long time. I left Nigeria and actually never even went to a preschool like how you have yours. We just went
Wow.
straight to primary school. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's fun and entertaining and exciting for me and informative for me to meet
Mhm.
people, learn about their services and what they do at their daycares. I love it. It's just amazing. And I'm glad you decided to do this interview. I'm glad you shared your day with us, and
Wow.
and we
I'm
will
honored.
definitely.
I'm honored to have you. I mean, thank you
Oh
for having me
man,
here. Thank you
yeah,
so much for having me. It's an honor. It's a privilege,
yeah,
and
it
I
is
really
an
want to say
honor.
thank you. And
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
appreciate your advice.